just saw this PI ambulette going over the bridge. So this is a van that has a PI lawyer's advertising on the back that says that it's taking injured crash victims to their doctor. And of course, people should get medical treatment when they've been injured, and sometimes they can't do it on their own. They need medical transportation. But I'll also tell you that I'm aware of businesses here in New York that specialize in taking clients signed up by personal injury law firms to and from the doctor for so-called treatment, right? And these people maybe aren't so very injured. They may not be injured at all. It's lawyers working with doctors, working, frankly, with fraudsters. Maybe they're not intentionally fraudsters, but I think a lot of them know they're not badly injured. And in my practice, I don't have time to be worried about the logistics of getting people to and from their doctor. If they can't make it on their own to get the treatment they need, they're probably not that seriously injured. If they do need help, we arrange for it and we make the driver pay, because no-fault insurance pays for transportation to and from the doctor. But shipping people around in order to churn their bodies and make money off of cases that don't really present serious injuries, that's not what I do. And it really hinders crash victims getting what they deserve out of the system, because it creates this perception, and in fact, to some degree, a reality, that there is an industry ginning up claims, trying to make something out of nothing, trying to make a seriously injured person out of somebody who isn't really seriously injured in a crash, and saying, well, they must be sick, see, they're going to the doctor. Now, the insurance industry plays into this, because when you deal with the insurance adjusters, and I know this because I used to work for the insurance industry, they say, well, I can't pay you money, Mr. PI lawyer, on this file. The file's empty. I have to see documents in the file showing treatment, showing the person is injured. So because the insurance industry measures how injured you are by how often you go to the doctor for treatment, even if the doctor really can't do much for you, or you need physical therapy, but you've been set up with a physical therapist to be able to do the exercises on your own, that doesn't lead to documents in the file. And then the insurance adjuster is like, well, I'm going to offer you $6,000, right? I just got that offer on a case yesterday, a woman who has bad injuries, and she went to the doctor 18 times, but she also travels for work, right? She was hit from behind by a driver. She has these injuries, and she's in her 20s, and she has herniated discs in her back, but she travels for work. And the adjuster said, well, I see 18 visits to the doctor over 4 months of treatment. 18 visits to the doctor over 4 months? That's not a person who's injured. That's ridiculous. If you're trying to get back to normalcy, if you're trying to get your life back on track, if you're trying to keep your job and not get fired or laid off or go on a unpaid leave because you can't do the work, you're not going to go to the doctor 3 days a week, week after week after week. You have things to do, right? The insurance industry tries to hold it against you that you're trying to get back to normal. So they incentivize victims to go see the doctor unnecessarily, and then this industry springs up. I have women who came to my office running one of these outfits. They came in and they said, as soon as you get a client, you text us and send us their phone number. We will be contacting them prontissimo, instantly, and we will get them in the van and we'll get them to a doctor. Here's our panel of doctors, right? This whole commercialization of the personal injury business tends to diminish the rights of crash victims, because it makes it seem like everyone's a player, right? Everyone's just trying to get over and make something out of nothing. And you have people who are really seriously injured, who are being tarred with this brush of presumptive fraud because they're trying to get back and have a normal life. It is absolutely a terrible, broken system that should be fixed. But it starts with the PI lawyers who are supposed to only pursue claims on behalf of people who are seriously changes.